Tragedy in Sugar Land, a deadly case of domestic violence playing out in the middle of a neighborhood.
A woman was shot and killed by her boyfriend, and then police say he set their house on fire.
When the first responding officer arrived at the scene, he saw the assault taking progress. He also saw the suspect pull a gun and shoot the female.
Nearby residents had to evacuate. Viewer video provides a feel of the neighborhood as everything was going down.
Y'all's house should be fine. Y'all just don't want to be there or what?
No, they asked us to leave.
Oh,
yeah, we saw him running around knocking on everybody's door.
Just after 11 p.m. on April 16th, Sugar Land police respond to a phone call from a woman located at a home in the 4100 block of Isaacs Way in the Chimney Stone neighborhood, informing dispatchers that her boyfriend was assaulting her. Just as officers arrived at the home, a tragic chain of events would quickly unfold.
Neighbors described this Sugar Land subdivision as quiet. So when all of this started to unfold last night around 11, it wasn't something anyone was used to.
Dog was kind of interested to get out back. And then a barrage of gunshots went off.
Sugar Land police say they never saw this coming.
I just couldn't believe how many gunshots there were. We have a neighbor that's, I think, a cop in another county. He said it sounded like 3 magazines were emptied. Yeah, it was that. Well, that's what we thought they were fireworks because there were so many.
The victim was identified as 42-year-old mother, Lantonia Faulk, who was sadly pronounced dead after being transported to a local hospital for treatment. Investigators said the first officer who arrived at the home witnessed Lantonia and a male, later identified as her boyfriend, 38-year-old Alton Sandals, leaving the home. Sandals, who was assaulting Lantonia, pulled out a gun and shot her in front of the officer. Sandals then fired a shot towards the officer, who fired back. The officer was not injured, and it is unclear if Sandals was hit by the gunfire. Sandals took off, but somehow came back to the home without the police seeing him and set a fire. A perimeter was set up around the home, and police stayed a distance away due to the threat of Sandals possibly being inside of the home or the immediate area. Residents were urged to stay inside of their homes as a safety precaution. Officers said once they eventually made it inside, they found Sandals deceased. It is unclear exactly how he died, although they do know the fire caused the roof of the home to cave in and fall. The couple had been together for 5 years and were seen enjoying themselves just hours before the 911 call. It is unclear exactly what led up to the shooting. However, a look into the couple's history revealed Lantonia contacted Sugar Land police in both 2020 and 2021 for reports of family violence. Although she refused to file charges against Sandals, he was taken into custody by Sugar Land police for the 2020 incident.
As you can see, there is all the damage there behind me, what is left of this home, and you, along with everyone else, is asking exactly what happened here. Here is what we know. Sugar Land PD showed up at the home at around 11 p.m. Sunday night. An officer says a man they identified to KPRC2 investigates as 38-year-old Alton Sandals was assaulting 42-year-old Lantonia Faulk. They say Sandals pulled out a gun and shot Faulk. Investigators say that he then fired at responding officers, who returned fire themselves. Sandals took off running. Sugar Land PD could not find him. Somehow he was able to sneak back into the home, and moments later, a fire breaks out inside the residence. After firefighters get the fire under control, police go in. They find Sandals dead inside. They're not sure if he died as a result of the fire or a gunshot wound. Now, before last night's shooting at fire, Sugar Land PD did have a history with the couple. Officials tell us they responded to 2 different domestic violence calls dating back to 2020. One case that year resulted in Sandals' arrest. Then another arrest in 2021. Those cases took place at a different Sugar Land residence. And now as we look at this live scene once again, 2 years following those 2 cases, we have this tragic ending. This is the situation tonight, live in Sugar Land. I'm Mario Diaz for KPRC2 Investigates.
Mario, was Sandals ever prosecuted for the previous cases that you mentioned?
You know what? He was not, Keith, and that's a good question you ask. I'm going to step away and show you the scene once again here. As you can see, officials say that the case was unable to move forward, both cases, which they say is a challenge in these type of situations where the couple has history together. And in this case, they were together for over 5 years.
Mario, what are some of the reasons prosecutors can't move forward on a domestic violence case? Like, what stops them from doing that?
You know, Danielle, that's a good question, and we've seen it happen before. They say there are 4 key factors, according to experts that I spoke with today. You have is family, being the first one. You don't want to break up the family. You have finances. You have the issue of embarrassment as well, not only for the victim themselves, but also for the fact that the person that might be beating you, you're embarrassed at the fact to let everybody know that he's been beating you. And the last one is love. At the end of the day, even though there might be all of this violence going on under the roof, they still love the individual that they're with, Danielle.
Lantonia's family acknowledged past issues in the relationship and admitted that they attempted to get her to walk away. Her niece stated, "It's all like a movie. We can't grasp it. We are just trying to wake up from a dream. We can't believe it. We tried and tried and tried to talk to her, to get her to leave, to just leave him be. But she just wanted to stay with him. She loved him. I mean, there's only so much we can do." Lantonia's 15-year-old son, who's inside of the home as everything unfolded, was uninjured and is now staying with his biological father. Texas Rangers joined the investigation due to the officer-involved shooting. The case remains ongoing.